Hey there, I'm out at Paradise Point State Park, which is a really kind of small hidden gem directly off of the Interstate Highway in Washington, Southwest Washington. It's an exit 16. They built this park just before, a couple years before the interstate came through. So although it is really loud sometimes, especially in the campground, it's a really beautiful space. Let me pan it for you here. There's a lovely waterfall. There's just a lot going on in this really dense space that corners up to the Lewis River on the other side. And this is my favorite place to look for oyster mushrooms. It has been incredibly rainy this spring. We've had some sun breaks, but man, right now it's like mid-June. My birthday's in a couple days, which is usually a good day to be outside and kicking around, but I am stomping in some incredibly deep mud. And it is probably the rainiest, I think it's the rainiest spring in about 85 years here in Washington State. I came out here in hopes of finding one of my favorite things in the world, which is the oyster mushroom. These grow on dead and dying logs. They're beautiful, creamy white, and I found a really, really beautiful patch today. They're almost pink. Let's talk about ethical foraging. This is a really controversial subject, and especially in the mushroom community, because mushrooms are kind of pushed out of this mycelia. Mushroom is the fruit, so there is this idea that you can take a larger amount of mushrooms than you would with other things. With most things that you're foraging, you'd find a well-established colony, and you would never take more than 25% of the available harvest. Now, that doesn't mean you can take 25%. That means if you come to a place and you see that it's already been foraged, it's up to you to estimate how much has been taken from that space already. And if there's already been 25%, that stand is not available to you. And you should really listen to the plants and listen to what that space is telling you and how it wants to rejuvenate. The biggest ethical quandary that we have here in the Northwest is harvesting traditional things that native tribes have harvested. My personal belief is that tribes are entitled to whatever they choose to harvest, and it's up to people who have settled here to follow their lead and be honest with their intention in our intentional space and be mindful of the space in which we live. Seriously, guys, if you could take one day off and make Fern Gully your playground, I totally and highly recommend it. Maybe on every day. Or you could get murdered by giant stinging nettles. Your choice.